Hello, this is William McKissock with Schooley Mitchell, your expense reduction consultant. And as you know, even though we're an expense reduction consulting company, at Schooley Mitchell, we like to promote and help other businesses get seen in social media. And today I have with me Shannon Martinez, and she is with Paylocity, and she's an HCM consultant. Welcome to the show, Shannon.
Thank you, William. Appreciate you having me.
So, first thing off, what does HCM stand for the audience?
Sure. Human capital management.
So let's get into some questions. Tell me a little bit about yourself and how you became to being where you are right now.
Yeah, for sure. So I started in the industry at a very young age, many moons ago. I was in the operations division, worked my way up into sales, worked my way into leadership and had my own team. Again, been in the industry 15 plus years and came to Paylocity about 2.5 years ago. I couldn't have made a better decision. I came here because of our culture.
Fantastic. So that's important for the viewer to understand that the culture is important for people to know if you're working with a company that's in the payroll space. And I've kind of said what you do. It's kind of obvious, but I want you to tell us what you do. So Paylocity, what do you do?
Yeah, for sure. So we're a single sign-on platform. We help business owners with their payroll, time and attendance, benefits, time and labor, and employee engagement, which is really what we like to focus on. So we kind of bring that one specific piece that kind of separates us from the competition. So like a lot of other HCM platforms that are out there, we can help it with compliance and taxes and the benefits and things like that. But we added that extra layer of the employee experience, making employees feel valued, feel heard within their organization. And that's really what separates us, that in our customer service, in our implementation process.
So I guess that touches on the culture. So explain a little bit about the culture, the internal workings of the company.
One of the reasons that I came, as I mentioned, was because of the culture, just that warm and fuzzy feeling. Even on my first day, what was really cool is I received a video from our CEO and just welcoming me to the organization. My director at the time just sent out a warm welcome, on Teams. Also in something what we call community, posted a video. Just letting me know who everybody was, reach out to Shannon, let her know you're happy to have her here, that type of thing. And so it really kind of funnels all the way up to our leadership, right? I guess that's kind of where it has to start. So, my team is fantastic. My director, my RVP, all the way up to the top. It's just, it's been real special.
Yeah, I mean, that's important for any company, because if you're a company that looks after your employees the way your company does, that reflects over to your customers. Because if you're treated well as an employee, you're going to take that ethos, you're going to take that mentality over to dealing with your customers. So that's fantastic. So if I was going to bring a client to you, I know somebody who needs your services. Do they have to be in the Tampa Bay area of Florida? Can they be anywhere in Florida? Can they be anywhere in the United States? How does that bit work?
Yeah, thank you for asking. It's a great question. We actually can handle payroll globally. So yeah, I can follow a referral anywhere in the US. And then we also can handle payroll for over 130 other countries. So really, to answer that question, I could follow a referral anywhere. It doesn't have to be in the state of Florida.
Wow. And I guess that comes to asking the question, where's the company based? Is it a Florida-based company?
It's in Schaumburg. Yeah, right outside of Chicago. And then we also have our location in Lake Mary outside of Orlando, which is where all of my clients would process out of. So that's where our account managers are. Our implementation team sits there as well.
Yeah.
We've actually done many, many tours. So if I'm in front of a rather large prospect, and I focus on companies with 50 employees to 500, even though our company can handle one and up to tens of thousands. But I have done a lot of tours at our Lake Mary office and just shown them around, introduce them to their account managers once they do become a client and things like that. So it's pretty special to have that there in our backyard.
You mentioned the size of client that you particularly like to focus on. Obviously, your company can handle any size.
Yes.
But you have a particular size you like. So yeah. What does that client look like? What does the typical client for Shannon look like?
Yeah.
You'd be interested in speaking to.
So we can talk to just about any type of organization. I mean, I've got manufacturers, I've got tech companies, nonprofits. I mean, there's so many different types of organizations that I work with on a daily basis. So there's really not anyone that we won't process payroll for.
Mm-hmm.
But I tend to, again, work with the 50 to 500. The sweet spot, I would say, is like around that 100 and up mark. I work with a lot of partners as well in the insurance industry, as well as the 401k industry, and then some HR consultants. And so for them, they love us because of the integration that we have for the benefits and the 401k. It's just like seamless. Not a lot of like dual entry for the HR director, especially when it comes to open enrollment for their benefits. Not to get too much into the weeds, but the partners love our platform as well because of that integration. And we have over 350 integrations.
Yeah, that was leading to my next question is like, well, if I'm a company, I'm already with a payroll company and I want to come to you because it's a better price, a better service or whatever, how is the process? How would you switch somebody off from their old payroll company and bring them forth to you? What does that process look like?
So I love that you asked that question because I feel like our implementation team is just bomb. So from day one, during the entire process, so I'll meet with the customer. We'll do a needs analysis. I'll give them a high level overview of who Paylocity is and how we can help. And then based on our needs analysis, we then set up a demo. And the demo will go through what our platform looks like. And then from there, we'll do a review of like, what does implementation look like? So for in the major market division at Paylocity, it's usually an 8 to 12 week process. And during that time, there's a project manager that's assigned to the client to kind of manage the week to week, day to day tasks that need to get done to implement them. At the end of that 12-week period, we do 2 test payroll runs to make sure that we're on the same page, they understand the system, and then we do kind of a warm handoff to the account manager that they will work with along with a small team behind them, so that they always are able to reach their account manager. And we have a 45-second like hold time, wait time, which is kind of unheard of. So you call and pretty much we're going to answer the call the first time. We also have an 85% resolution rate to fix any issues that might, come about. Because, in a perfect world, we would like not those things to happen, but they do, right?
Yeah,
And it's how you handle them.
yes, and that's important because stuff happens. Doesn't matter what your business is. We have to fix stuff what we do at Schooley Mitchell. But yeah, that was an important question for me to ask because in expense reduction, we help clients do the transfer from the old vendor to the new vendor if needed. Often they don't have to switch vendors for the way we do it, but it's important that if the client is making a switch of vendor, that the implementation process is nice and smooth. So that's important to us as a company to know companies that provide a really smooth implementation process.
Yeah. So, well, and I was going to say one more thing about that, because during that process, I do get a lot of questions. Well, are my employees going to receive 2 W-2s? So if you're in the middle of the year and they're with another payroll company, we do an extraction of data. So we bring everything over to what they've already paid in taxes and what they paid their employees. And we do an audit to make sure that we have all that accurate information and all those details. Now, if a company is on what they call a PEO, then the employees will typically get 2 W-2s because obviously it's under that PEO's federal ID number. So, so that's what we take pride in that implementation process.
Yeah, but all in all, it's a really smooth process, and that's important. So if you're looking for payroll service and any of the services that Paylocity offers, Shannon's details are under her portion of the video. And please reach out to her direct. That's important that you speak to Shannon because you're going to get held by the hand. You're going to get shown how to do this properly. Her details are underneath her. Reach out and grab her and get a really top professional to help you with a top professional company. So, Shannon, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Again, if you're watching this video, Shannon's details are underneath her portion of the video. I can't thank you enough because we like to promote other businesses, but we couldn't do it without people participating in the process with us. So thank you very much for coming on the show.
Yeah, of course. And if I can just give a little plug, I'm also the chair of the Tampa Advisory Board for the Easter Seals Florida. So I just always like to let people know it's a nonprofit that's near and dear to my heart. And we're having a big event in November, day after Election Day, get down to business. And it's going to be a fantastic event just to raise awareness about the Easter Seals Florida. So just wanted to mention that at the end.
No, thank you. I mean, we can even do a separate interview for that later. But thank you very much for coming in the show. An absolute pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Shannon. I'll now hand it over to Dave for the weather.